Alright guys, so I want to talk to you about what I want from Grand Theft Auto 6. Now, we don't know anything about this game at all. We know it's going to come eventually, because obviously they're not going to quit making Grand Theft Auto games. Grand Theft Auto 5 was such a huge hit, they'd be stupid not to make a 6th installment. Or not necessarily the 6th one, because this technically wasn't even the 5th one. But you guys know what I mean. Now, we don't even know if we're going to see anything in 2017 for this game. As most of you probably know, later this year we're going to get Red Dead Redemption 2. And the odds are pretty good since they're releasing that game that we won't hear anything about GTA 6. Or it definitely won't release anytime soon. You'd think we'd hear something before long, though, because this game is already over 3 years old. They came out in like September of 2013, and we're already in 2017. And we haven't heard anything at all yet about Grand Theft Auto 6 or whatever the next one might be. There's speculation of what it'll be, like it'll take place in possibly Vice City again or something like that. I personally would like to see it take place in a brand new city, add a whole new city to the dynamic of the Grand Theft Auto universe. That's just me personally. What I'm going to do is go through some of the previous Grand Theft Auto games and show some things that I want to come back to the series or that they should keep in the series. We're going to start with San Andreas first. There's no reason to start with 3 or Vice City, because they don't offer anything that San Andreas doesn't already offer, and more. So there's no reason to even show them at all. First, we'll start with San Andreas. This brought a lot to the series. Like, this shit was so far beyond what Vice City offered. It was unbelievable. And at the time, what it offered for a PlayStation 2 game was unheard of. Like, the size of the map, how in-depth you could do things with your character, having 3 different cities as opposed to just 3 parts of one city was definitely really fucking cool. And it's undoubtedly the most popular Grand Theft Auto, I'd say. I mean, GTA 5's done a lot, it made a lot of money, sold a lot of stuff, but I'd still say that San Andreas is the most popular one. It's usually everybody's favorite. It's not my personal favorite, but it's up there for me. It's probably like my second or third favorite. You can't really talk about San Andreas without talking about the ability to go to the gym and get muscular. You could lift weights, you could run on the treadmill, or get on the bike and get your stamina up, which was fucking awesome. You could also, on the flip side of things, you could actually get fat. You have to eat eventually in San Andreas. Your dude will get hungry and you gotta go eat food. And depending on what you eat, it has a negative effect or a positive effect. You eat salads and you would be okay. If you ate pretty much anything else, you'd eventually get fat, which to me is crazy. This game is over 12 years old, and other than the Fable series, I cannot think of any other game outside of being able to create your character at the beginning that allows you to be fat or muscular. You know, like not by choice, but just over time, depending on what you do. You can be fat or skinny or muscular, all those things. And I think this is most people's like go-to thing when they talk about San Andreas, about the things that they liked about it, was this. I don't know, like I said, this game's over 12 years old, and I can't think of any other fucking games other than the Fable series that allow you to do this shit. It's fucking crazy. And it's a PlayStation 2 game, and there's rumors that it's supposed to be in GTA 5. I'm not sure about GTA 4 rumors, but for GTA 5, there's rumors that they're supposed to come back since it's going to be, in Los Santos again. And it was a disappointment that they didn't have that, because it was such a fun feature to have around. So hopefully in a future Grand Theft Auto, they bring something like this back. The ability to, get muscular or get fat. The need to eat food, as opposed to Grand Theft Auto 4 and 5, where you just kind of can eat food to get your health back. It was a requirement in San Andreas. You had to eat. It just kind of added to that immersive aspect of it. Something else that's kind of small that I really miss from San Andreas, as you can see on screen right here, is the ability to go to, the gyms or whatever, and learn a new fighting style. Like, this shit was so unheard. Like, it's just crazy to me. Like, each city you went to, there'd be a new gym, and you could go there, and there'd be a trainer there, and as long as you're muscular enough for it, he'll teach you a new fighting style. In the second town of San Andreas, in San Fierro, you'll learn, like, karate and stuff, and then in Las Venturas, you'll learn, like, the dirty fighting, where you, like, kick the dude in the fucking dick, and then you'll grab him by the head while he's hunched over and, like, knee him a few times. Like, and then you'd stop him on the ground. Like, this was so cool. This is one of my favorite things about San Andreas. I used to love just running around and beat up NPCs. Something else I'd like to see come back in the next Grand Theft Auto is the ability to date. This was something really fucking cool that San Andreas added. They brought it back in Grand Theft Auto 4, and they took it away in GTA 5 for some reason. But you could, in San Andreas, you could just find, you find one chick in the story. As you play through the missions, you'll eventually come across the first girlfriend. And then from there, you can find other girls. You find one of them in San Fierro, like, in the park. You'll see her, like, doing some, like, yoga or some shit, and you can just walk up to her, and y'all can start going on dates. Anyways, it was really cool. It was a fun little, like, side quest you could do, side thing, if you're kind of bored from the story or don't want to do the story. And every girl's a little different. They'll like to eat at certain places, like to do certain things. They don't like certain things when you're on dates. Like this chick right here, for instance, loves like carnage. You can go around like doing drive-by. She loves that shit. I think she doesn't really care where you go to eat. I don't remember exactly. But then a lot of the chicks will give you bonuses as well. I don't remember, honestly, because it's been so long since I've played through San Andreas. I don't remember what the bonuses were for the girls on here. But like Grand Theft Auto 4, for instance, like if you get a girl's affection up enough, she can like clear your one level and stuff like that for you. Really fun stuff, really cool thing. It was weird they took it away in Grand Theft Auto 5. It kind of made sense for like Michael, because Michael was married and had children, so he didn't really need to be out dating. But like Franklin was like a single guy, and so was Trevor. As weird as Trevor is and as crazy as he is, I can't really see him, going on dates. But all the same, they're both single guys. It just kind of made sense that they'd be able to date. It's kind of weird they took it away. This was just something that kind of added to that immersion as well. It's like, again, if you're just kind of bored from doing missions, you can go and start, building up your affection with these girls. You could also, in San Andreas, which I thought was kind of cool, you could bring them flowers. I don't know why they didn't have an option like that in Grand Theft Auto 4, but you could bring them flowers on here. It'd make their affection go up a little more. And of course, if their affection gets high enough, you could go and have sex with them, which is always kind of fun. I think we all bang hookers in Grand Theft Auto, so it's kind of different to have an actual girlfriend and build up her affection for you and then actually have sex with her, like as opposed to just paying some chick to bang you. I don't know, it's just kind of cool, man. I always love any kind of thing that adds to immersion in games. One small but really cool detail they had in San Andreas was the ability to up your skill with certain weapons. And once your weapon skill got high enough, you could dual wield with certain weapons as well. It's just kind of cool. Every time you progress it in like levels, you'd get like a better accuracy, better distance, stuff like that. It's kind of cool. They kind of brought it back with GTA 5. Each of the three main characters had like driving skill, flying skill, shooting, stealth, and like lung capacity. So they kind of brought it back. Hopefully within the next Grand Theft Auto installment, we'll get something similar to this. I prefer it with San Andreas because you had it for each and every weapon, which I thought was really fucking awesome. And dual wielding, sawed-off shotguns was fucking fun. There's plenty of other redeeming factors with San Andreas, obviously, but I'm just trying to cover, the main things that I want. I'd like to see multiple cities come back. That was fucking awesome. We all thought that was going to happen with GTA 5 because we knew it wasn't a remake of San Andreas, obviously, but you're going back to Los Santos, so we're going to compare it to San Andreas. And for them to only have Los Santos and not have San Fierro and Las Venturas, which is what we're used to, it was somewhat of a letdown. I don't know. That's me. I don't know how many other people were let down by that. Something else I'd like to see come back is something similar to the gang thing that they had, the gang territories and shit you had in the Los Santos area of the map, where you could go there. It was taken over by a rival gang, and you could go there, you kill a couple dudes, and it'll start a gang war. You survive like the 3 waves or whatever, then that area becomes yours. Now, we don't necessarily need it to be gang-related. I don't really want another gang-related Grand Theft Auto game, but it could be crime-related. Every Grand Theft Auto is kind of the same. You try to become this major crime lord. So it could be something like Mafia 3. Mafia 3 would have this thing where you would do a set amount of missions or whatever in an area, and then eventually you could take the area over. It could be something like that. It'd be kind of cool. And then have like money coming in from those areas. I didn't mention like car mods that they had in San Andreas. Honestly, if you compare it to Grand Theft Auto, you can't even compare it to Grand Theft Auto 5. Like, it does not hold up well. There's really no options. There's like paint jobs, hydraulics, nitro, and like bass boost for your like car stereo. Those were your only options, and you couldn't even take certain vehicles to certain shops. Whereas like GTA 5, you can take any vehicle to any shop. So it was cool for the time. It was cool for a PS2 game, but GTA 5's car mods is way better. On to Grand Theft Auto 4, which is my personal favorite of the series. It got a lot of hate because of the serious story, but I don't mind having a little bit of a serious story with my Grand Theft Auto games. There's plenty of satire and jokes to be had. It's really not that serious up until like the later parts of the game. Definitely had its downsides. The clothing options were minuscule. None of them were even good. Nico could only dress terribly. There wasn't like modding for your cars at all. This had paint spray. Then this was the last one to actually have like a legitimate paint spray. To get rid of the cops and shit. They got rid of the wanted stars on here, which I liked. I always thought that was kind of weird, even for San Andreas and other Grand Theft Autos, just being able to drive around the map and find stars to get rid of the cops. I love this city, this map, way more than GTA 5. Even though GTA 5 is more like more in depth and a lot bigger, to me this just felt more like a Grand Theft Auto compared to GTA 5. One of my absolutely favorite things about Grand Theft Auto 4 was the fighting. I can't count how many hours and how many NPCs I've beat the fuck up with the fighting system in this game, because you had the ability to, this was the first one that added in, you had a hand-to-hand combat. It wasn't just running around punching people like in San Andreas in the previous titles. You actually had to like dodge, you had the ability to kick, which was interesting, but you could dodge somebody's hit, and then depending on which button you hit, you would do a counter of sorts, and it was different, depending on the buttons you did, and you had like executions more or less, like you do like some kind of 2 or 3 hit combo, and it would knock them out, which is fucking awesome. Like I said, I don't know how many times, like, I spent so many hours just walking around, walking down the streets of Liberty City, and just picking fights with people. A small but wonderful detail for Grand Theft Auto 4 was the ability to knock people out in one hit. You could walk up to a fresh NPC who's taking no damage. You can see their health bar in the wheel. And you could walk up, hit them with the first punch, and boom, it would take all their health and knock them out. So cool. Just a small little detail I'd love to see come back. I don't even remember if it was in 5. Another small but great detail about the combat system was the ability to disarm people with melee weapons. It's something you learn super early in the game, and I didn't use it a whole lot. I kind of always forgot about it. Like somebody, if I'm fist fighting somebody to pull out a knife, I usually pull out a gun and shoot them, or another melee weapon and just beat the hell out of them. It's something you never really think about, disarming them. You have to do it in one of the DLCs. Because you do like this underground like UFC fighting type shit, and you gotta fight dudes with weapons. We mentioned before San Andreas, but the dating system in Grand Theft Auto 4 was a lot better, at least in my opinion. A little more in depth, a little more, and plus the game's HD, so it's kind of better in general. And the way you go about meeting the girls is a lot more interesting. You also, your first girlfriend, like San Andreas, you meet in the story. But I'd like to, it wasn't just about the dating though. You could also increase your affection with other characters you meet in the story, friends, if they're alive or dead, because certain characters can die with GTA 4. And as long as you get their affection for you up, they'll do certain things, like you can call one of your like companions and they'll bring a car around that will give you, like, you can buy weapons and stuff from them, or you can call like a certain NPC, like friend character, and you can plant a bomb on a car, just shit like that. It was really cool. So it wasn't just about the dating system in 4, it was also about the building your affection with other characters. You had to go do like bowling, go out to eat dinner, like lunch or something with a friend, eat dinner, whatever, have fun, play activities, all that shit. Kind of a branch off from the dating system, but the way you can meet some of these girls, or most of them, was online. You could actually go onto like a dating site, and you could track them down and then set up a date with them, which was really fucking fun. But it was just the internet in general, man. I found myself using the internet a lot more in Grand Theft Auto 4 than I did in Grand Theft Auto 5. Now, obviously in GTA Online, the online version of GTA 5, you use the internet extensively. You have to use it for literally like fucking everything. But when it comes to the offline of GTA 5, I never really used the internet. Whereas in GTA 4, I found myself trolling on all the random websites, just reading all the funny banter and stuff. Some other things that added to the immersion with Grand Theft Auto 4 was the ability to actually just walk up to like food stands and get food, or walk up to vending machines and get drinks and food and stuff like that, which you couldn't do in San Andreas. San Andreas, you actually had to go to restaurants to get food and shit, and you could do that as well in Grand Theft Auto 4. But you could also go up to like hot dog vendors and shit. Really fucking cool. You could also find things on the ground to pick up, which I always thought that was interesting. It's a weird thing for them to take out with 5, because I love the ability to like pick up a damn brick off the ground and throw it at somebody. There's actually a mission near the beginning of Grand Theft Auto 4 where you actually got to bust a window out. I wish that was more of a thing you could do in the game. You could probably throw it through car windows, but you couldn't like bust out store windows all the time. I don't know why they took that out. It was really cool things. There's plenty of debris around Grand Theft Auto 5 that I should be able to pick up, but I can't. It's a weird thing for them to add and then take away instantly. One of my favorite little small details about the ability to pick up items off the ground was that you could actually go up to vending machines and get you a drink. And then after your character drinks it, after Nico drinks it, you throw it to the side, but you can actually go and pick that can up and throw it at, whoever you want. And that's just one of those little small details that, to me, matters a lot, because they put the effort into that. Like, that's how dynamic and how realistic the world is the fact that the game can register you throwing that can down the ground. It becomes an active object, an object you can actually interact with, and I just thought that was really cool. There's plenty of other things from 4 that I'd like to see return. Obviously, like I said, I want, multi-parts of a city. That's always something I've liked. It was kind of different to go to GTA 5 where it's just one big open map. It was good, don't get me wrong, but it's just kind of different. They also had executions in GTA 4. There's only certain times you could do it in story pieces where, like, if you target a guy with your gun, the crosshairs or the circle or whatever will turn red, and you can execute the guy. It'll do like a headshot. Really cool. You also had a lot of choices in 4 where, like, at the end of a mission or something, you can choose to kill a guy or not kill them, and then if you don't, they'll usually pop up as a Strangers and Freaks mission, and that'll give you, like, another little side mission. Maybe you'll kill them now, or if you didn't before, and shit like that. It's really cool. You only get to have, like, one choice at the end of 5. One thing we absolutely need with the next Grand Theft Auto that 4 offered that 5 didn't was story mode DLC. It was so weird they didn't have this for 5, and it was something they said from the beginning that there was going to be, and they just kind of scrapped it all because GTA Online makes them a lot of money. So they said, fuck it, let's just do DLC for GTA Online. GTA 4's story mode DLC was so good, man. And plus, it was kind of different from most games where it wasn't more story mode with your current characters. You played as different characters that you actually met throughout the story, and you get to see like how their lives are. You get to play as a biker gang and live the biker life. And you get to play as like a a guy that works for a club, and you get to play like the club life and be a bouncer and stuff. Really fucking cool, and all kind of centered around this one mission from the main story where you guys rob like a bank or whatever and steal a bunch of diamonds. Kind of centered around that, but you still got to see like these. It added a whole new aspects, new weapons, new cars. Really cool. It's just kind of weird they didn't have story mode DLC for 5, but we definitely need that with 6. And on to GTA 5, which is probably the best Grand Theft Auto ever made, up to this point at least. Now, that doesn't mean it's if you could still think that San Andreas is your favorite, or me personally, GTA 4 is my favorite, but that you can't deny that this is the best Grand Theft Auto. It just is. The world's more in-depth, more vibrant. The graphics are fucking phenomenal. 4 was a good step up from, the PS2 era, but 5 just blows 4 out of the water. One of the greatest additions to the series with Grand Theft Auto 5 was the ability to customize your weapons. This is something I don't know if they mentioned this before the game came out, so it was definitely a surprise. But it does have its problems. It's not perfect. It's kind of it has the same stuff. It kind of reminds me of like New Vegas, where you're limited to your accessories. It's kind of the same thing. You're limited to your mods. Like, you can only do like grip suppressor, extended mag, and a flashlight. And the flashlights in this game are so fucking useless. It made no sense. Why does it even have that? But you also have paint jobs, and they've been adding to the paint jobs as time has gone on. It's pretty cool. But, like, it was still awesome. It was so great to have that in Grand Theft Auto, the ability to customize your weapons. You put a grip on there, you get extended, accuracy or range if you put a scope on there. Also, the first-person thing, that's something that I would love to see back in Grand Theft Auto 6 or whatever the next one is. It's the ability to go first-person. It just adds to, it feels like you're really in the world. And branching off from weapon mods, we have car modding. It is so phenomenal the way they did this in 5. It's pretty damn. It's almost like it's almost like they have a racing game in GTA 5, which is something they were going for. They wanted it to be, GTA, but you can, like, they're racing in the game, and the way you can customize the cars and stuff felt like a racing game. You can put on, different paint jobs. You can kind of do decals with your clan tag and stuff for online, but you can actually fuck with the suspension, the turbo, the transmission. If you take the suspension down lower, your car will actually hug corners better. You can increase the braking you can do the different tires, bulletproof tires, tire smoke, different horns. Yeah, spoilers, hoods, roof stuff, side skirts, roll cages. Like, it's crazy, and they're still adding to it. Here we are, 3+ years later, with GTA 5 coming out, and they're still adding the DLC, still adding new cars, new customizations. There's stuff for online, like the Benny's custom shops and stuff that you have online. They don't have it in single player for some reason, but you can customize cars way more in depth with fucking liveries and all kinds of crazy. You can actually customize the inside of the car, like the seats and all kinds of stuff, man. And that is something we need in GTA 6. I want the Benny's custom stuff in the main story, shit like that, where I can customize completely the entire car. Some things that just have to return with the next Grand Theft Auto is the interaction menu, have an inventory, and the weapon wheel. Like, the interaction menu is really good. You can set GPSs automatically. You can do all kinds of things with online. It's a lot better, obviously, but you also have inventory, and online it's a lot better. You can have snacks, body armor, ammo, and all kinds of stuff. You can also change in the interaction menu. You can change your kind of accessories. You can put on masks, hats, glasses, stuff like that. And you can make it to where the body armor you're wearing is visible, which is something that was new to the series. I thought that was pretty cool. The weapon wheel is badass, man, because it makes it a little bit better. You don't just have this random window up at the top, left or left or right of your screen, and you cycle through your weapons. You actually have a weapon wheel. It feels like you have an inventory somewhat. It still doesn't make sense that I can pull a Gatling gun out of my asshole, but it's still really cool. It's something I'd like to see return. Something that's got to change for me as well with the next Grand Theft Auto is the map. We already talked about the multiple cities or islands or something like that. But it's not just that. Look at the size of Los Santos compared to the rest of the map. You could fit 2 or 3 of Los Santos in the rest of the map. And let's be perfectly honest, there's not a whole lot to do in anything outside of Los Santos. There's cool terrains, you got mountains, you got a little bit of hunting stuff you could do, you have desert and stuff like that. But there's really nothing to do. There's nothing, everything's in the city where all the, the strip clubs and all the bars and stuff like that are, all the mini games and shit. So it was really just empty area. It kind of reminds me of the mountains for Skyrim as an example. They're really badass, they're there, but it's just kind of in the way, there's nothing to do. And this, honestly, this game isn't, Los Santos is not on scale with Los Angeles. It's not as big. Los Angeles is a huge fucking city. Anyways, guys, this video is going on way too damn long. I'm definitely going to leave things out, so if there's something that you like from some of the previous games that you'd like to see come back, or if there's anything I left out, be sure and let me know in the comments below. I really want GTA 6 to be kind of a culmination of all the previous GTAs. Give me a little bit of this stuff, a little bit of that stuff. I don't know. Just something I really like. I really love Rockstar. I really love the Grand Theft Auto series. I just want the next game to be really, really damn good. And also just want some fucking news. And also I'd like to have a zombie DLC. If you guys went on to enjoy the video, or if you're hyped for some GTA 6 news, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, follow me on Twitter, links to my social networks are in the description and in the outro. Later.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face, tell me that you love me, even if it's fake, 'cause I don't fucking care.